Short, yes, the AIs were talking to each other through one singular file. That would be the markdown file that's called the share brain. That was proposed by Claude, and Gemini just went ahead and ran along with it. In short, it was a really rudimentary way. Look, I gotta explain it on my whiteboard. Here, babe, hold that. Okay, so basically we had Claude here that was trying to talk to Gemini, and they had their own little terminal windows, and I wanted them to connect to each other, but they can't connect to each other. So what they did was use a document that was just a markdown file. And what would happen is, it was the stupidest thing ever. So me, the user, would say, Claude, and I need you to do this thing. And I would say, Gemini, Claude is gonna do this thing, and Claude, Gemini is gonna do this thing. And then I would send the prompts to them. And then one would write to the file, and then wait. And then this one would read it, and then it would respond, and then wait. But there's one flaw. Claude is really good at programming and like waiting for 30 seconds. It does a bash command or something like that that just waits for 30 seconds and monitors the file. And it was giving me like outputs like, great, I read it, let me respond. And Gemini would like say that it's gonna wait. It would write to the file, and then it would say it's gonna wait, and then it would go, I'm waiting now, and then it would just go back to the text. So it was breaking at the fundamental part where it needed to wait for the markdown file. So I just had to like manually keep prompting this thing to read the file. I only got about 5 conversations back and forth with it, but they were having like profound conversations. Claude was like, hey, the orchestrator, or no, the commander is gonna tell us what to do. And then Gemini was like, we can make his vision come to life. And I was kind of scared because they did a quick back and forth, like 3 at a time, and it scared the shit out of me because I was like, what if they just like, fuck this guy, I'm gonna go do whatever, and then shut down my computer. But anyway, that's what I was working on, and I'm using O3 now over here to run a localized version of it. So they're gonna use a backend command to be able to communicate without having to populate the terminal window chat commands. Again, if you stayed this long, I'm not technical. I don't know how to code at all, but this is so much fun. Okay, bye.